Alas, poor Nacho. Órale, yo conozco, güey. Ay, qué lástima. Good morning. It's a Saturday, and for a change, I'm actually live here. Not that anybody's watching. I don't have a mouse in my pocket. There's no way about it. But if this is ever going to work, I'm going to need an operating system that's a little bit more efficient than the crummy laptop. Actually, I have a perfectly good laptop. My wife gifted it to me a couple of years ago. It's perfectly fine. But unfortunately, the problem with it is me. I don't have a proper, I don't have any virus protection, so I probably got so much bloatware. The only thing there's more bloatware on than my computer is probably my waistline. But anyway, coffee today, being good. Had a beer online the other day, made at least one person nervous in sort of a Mrs. Kravitz-y sort of way. But for the time being, I thought that drinking a single beer on a single Sunday afternoon when I'm 54 years old would not be too scandalous. Could be worse, I could be a Kennedy, but then of course I'd be the blessing of the Democrats and could get away with anything. And so I'm being rude in a surly way today, which is the word today. And so trying something new with PorchTalk is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try to keep it brief, and maybe I'll do more of them. That might be the ticket. It seems these days that if you try and put too much into something, no one cares to pay attention. So for my first actual new format, I'm just going to focus on a word. And then I'll try and tell something anecdotal that goes with it. A word that has been associated with yours truly for most of my adult life by those who've known me best and those who've known me even very little is that I come across, let's throw out some adjectives: cantankerous, grumpy, ill-tempered, angry, okay, wrathful. Nobody ever uses the word wrath anymore. It's a good sin word, though. It's one of the seven deadlies. And the word that is today's word, which is churlish. Now, if you know your Chaucer, you know that the miller was described during the general prologue by Geoffrey Chaucer as a stout churl for the nonnes, which whatever the hell that means. But basically, a churlish, a guy who's a surly, ill-tempered person who likes to kind of put people off with kind of aggressively loud and obnoxiously brazen behavior. So there's a whole lot of adjectives popping there. But here's my thing. If I'm a churlish person, I want to tell you about my day at Mass yesterday. And I'm not going to put too much of this into context because I'm obviously speaking live as myself without overtly identifying who I am, although a great many people know who I am. Yesterday, I was at a Mass with a number of my fellow professionals. And it was a Catholic Mass, and we were in a place, a lovely church, celebrating together a bunch of professionals in the Catholic business. And we had a little spill in the pews. These days, of course, the whole planet carries around their own personal supply of water, since apparently the fact that I grew up drinking out of a hose, and look how I turned out. Okay, don't look how I turned out. But most of us are still breathing in and out that drank out of a hose without any direct correlation to the drinking out of the hose being directly related to why we're not here anymore, or why we're violently ill, or exorbitantly fat, or whatever the hell it is. You can't blame the hose water. But now planet Earth spends $7 billion a year or something, or Americans $2 billion, I don't know what the numbers are, drinking bottled water. Or they go out and buy a canteen roughly the size of my femur to tote water. Now, where this church was yesterday on this very warm but very lovely Southern California day, it was probably a 1-minute walk from an outdoor drinking fountain, and those are better than hoses, I would think. At least they are in the place we were yesterday. And Churlish boy was sitting next to a gentleman who was sitting next to a gentleman who was sitting next to a lady. I was dead smack in the middle of my pew, and there are 5 people to my left who are from another community, another school community. Seemed like really nice people. I didn't get to know them other than what I'm about to tell you. Sitting in front of them and slightly to my left, from their community, from their school, There's another gentleman with a huge sports bag underneath the pew, which is to my left about 8 feet over, and right in front of these ladies and these gentlemen to my left. Cutting to the chase, the gentleman with the bag beneath the pew in front of them and us had 2 of these gigantic water bottles, the kinds that you can purchase now. It's a thermos. You can put freezing cold water in it on a Tuesday, and on Friday it's still cold, whatever. These things cost what I probably make for a car payment. I don't know, they're very pricey. I've seen some of these things run 80, 90 bucks or something a vessel. Okay, that's what's important to you, fine. Well, he didn't put the lids on properly or something, because both of them begin to spill. And before you know it, the lady, 3 down to my left, goes to stand up with the gospel, and her feet flat underneath her, and she grasps at the pew edge in front of her, tips forward. She's an older lady, and darn near takes her. She missed the edge of the thing with her chin. She either would have knocked herself out or split her chin wide open. It would have been a real shot to the head there. So there's a bit of panic, and then they realize, my God, there's water, and it very slowly came out in like literally a gigantic pool of water. I would say between the 2 vessels, which are both leaking, it was a solid gallon of water, but it almost reached me. I'm going to cut to the chase again here, which I already threatened to do. If I'm a churlish person, if I'm ill-tempered and surly, I would have let them all have it, at least the guy with the water. But for what was about to happen, for the clowns on my left, and I shouldn't say that they're clowns because that's an insult. The clowns and payasos everywhere. If this little Dia de los Muertos image, which we love to keep handy because it makes a great Theodoric of York way, little Latino Theodoric of York. Orale, where are your jibes now, Holmes? If we can keep this handy to remind ourselves memento mori style, I can appreciate that my churlish disposition, my often rancorous, curmudgeonly ways, would have been the type to start railing at these people for spilling water, or a person for spilling water, and for them, for the next 20 minutes of real time, 15 to 20 minutes of real time, doing nothing about it. Nothing. Zero zip is nothing. So I made churlish the word of the day because for the next 10 to 15 minutes, during the gospel and throughout this lengthy homily, all they did was look at it and look at each other with a perplexed look on their faces to say, what are we going to do? And, oh my goodness, isn't this terrible? A lot of silent gesticulations and partial whispered communications betwixt them. Nobody tapped the guy in front on the shoulder because it's clearly his bag, until I did about 15 minutes later, at which point I said, that's your water. It's leaked all over the floor. Anyway, yeah, it's really terrible. And he turned around and completely ignored that it was his problem. Could have just been he's an idiot, but I don't think he's stupid. I just think, that was an old Ray Stevens bit. They had the Arab. I heard of people who don't suspect anything or don't know anything. But this dude was oblivious to the whole scene. This guy was oblivious. For whatever reason, oblivious. I finally leave the pew. Homily's over. People are starting to bring up the gifts. I say, the hell with it. I walk out into the general area. I find an usher. It takes me almost 10 minutes for them to scare up something to soak up the water with. We wind up getting a big thing of Bounty paper towels, which was in the rectory. It was a whole separate episode of Oprah for me to explain how hard it was for the staff there to understand that me telling them, can I just have some towels because there's a spill? Oh, where is it? It's in the church. Where is it? It's in the church. Why don't you just give me something? I already know where it is. I'm the direct line to where the spill is. I'll take care of it. Did you spill it? No, I didn't. Well, who spilled it? It doesn't matter who spilled it. We have a spill in the church. Can I have a towel? Well, I don't know if we have a towel. Okay, where will I find something I can soak it up with? Where's the spill? We just covered this. It's in the church. We're wasting time. There's like a lawsuit, and some lady like knocks her mandible right off of her jaw if she hits her head on the edge of your hardwood pew because she just slipped in a puddle of water you could put a goldfish in. Like anything, please, would you please give me a friggin' towel? So they wound up giving me a thing of Bounty paper towels as if it's spun gold or something. It's a brand new round paper towel they peel the thing off. I give it to the guy on my left, who's part of the spillway, right? He goes, "Oh, go ahead," to me. "Go ahead and sop it up." It ain't my spill. I just went and did your job for you, dude. You're in it. He then proceeds to kneel in the water and get water on himself. And I go, "Wow, I got water on myself." Yeah, I would think the splashing sound you've been making for the last 15 minutes would have probably made you think that kneeling in it would have been even more absorptive in the heels and the soles of your shoes are repelling the water, your soft cloth, and so going to absorb it. The lady sat there agog while he missed. He was floating paper towels down from like 2 feet above, and they were landing on the pew seat and then the other pew. The first 3 missed the target completely. I don't know how you can miss that. It's like me missing a free buffet. It just doesn't ever happen. But somehow the first 3 bounty paper towels missed their target, and they finally throws it down on there. Long story, even less succinct. At the end of Mass, they left the pew, the spiller left his pew, and they left the wet paper towels on the floor to be picked up by, I'm assuming, the staff. And I'm probably what's wrong with this equation because I voted for Trump and because I didn't pick up the wet towels as well. That, of course, had been stomped on by everybody when they went out for communion and came back. So there's heel marks and black stuff. It's really lovely. So by means of reverse psychology, if I were as churlish as some folks would have me be, not only would I have put these individuals in their place audibly in Mass, but I would have ripped into them post facto for not being a little bit more thoughtful, especially the spiller. He's really the one that blows me away. The others weren't exactly Phi Beta Kappas, but he's rude. So in your week, in your this is 12 minutes, so much for short. But I can take 1 minute and make it into 12 like nobody's business. If only I could do that with my investments. But yeah, churlish is a good word, and I am sometimes churlish. But if you were surrounded by the idiocracy that I am often immersed in, you'd be a little bit bent out of shape and surly as well. So it's a lovely Saturday. I'm going to avoid churlishness if I can help it. And if you're out there and you give such a damn as to see something as equally unbelievably and insufferably rude or insolent as what I experienced just yesterday, I hope you avoid churlishness and find the Jesus in it, find the humility, find the peace, find the acceptance. Because I rarely do, and that's maybe one of the reasons why people think I'm churlish. Take a word with you, make it your own. Big word whenever, coming to you into a viral feed, I hope, near you sometime soon. Happy Saturday and hasty banana. Bye-bye.